unawares by the Tundran's preemptive strike, the fighting frontier was pressed back into its heartlands. A derelict base in the middle of the desert was the site of their last stand.
Hey guys, MKDH here, and yeah, I'm doing this real quick. This is the Recon Viewpoint challenge of Battalion Wars 2 mission, Line in the Sand. Granted, during the first part, I can't even use the Recon, not a lot I can do about that. And besides, it's nasty enough where it stands. Of course, just because I feel the Recon portion will work manually in Battalion Wars doesn't mean I won't leave that to things like the description. Oh, and by the way, awesome music. Oh, and for some reason the Toonseas renamed it Angle Isles. Makes sense!
Been a while since the big board saw any action, huh?
Why did you bring me here, Herman?
I'll tell you why, Betty. There's something about this conflict that reminds me of our early hostilities with the Tundran territories. Back when Tsar Gorgis, Nova's daddy, was still in charge.
So, anyway, what I want to get to talking about is, believe it or not, corruption in the Battalion Wars community. I'm sorry, I'm needing to say something, because I'm supposed to believe people in the Battalion Wars are upstanding enough, unlike the membership of the Advanced Wars subreddit. Actually, I want to talk about this topic on the Advanced Wars subreddit, created by Wilkie B. Basically, he advertised a custom map of his called Echo Ridge. And I will say any other side's still sorry excuse for defense that Wilkie B did deflect criticism as theorycraft, without considering points such as blatant net that would make Echo Ridge's problems clear without even needing to play it. And by the way, yeah, I do know that it's been edited, but it still has clear problems such as low starting income and being overly big without sufficient effort and early interaction. So, how are the Advanced Wars subreddit's membership still in the wrong? Simple. They're hypocritical elitists. They themselves had passed off blatant net as theory crafting before, and now with this topic the shoe is on the other foot. What particularly makes them elitist is how they are so entirely willing to shame Wilkie B without considering that he's still new at this. I mean, yeah, he shows signs that he has his energy moving ahead of his mind. But even if he's unapologetically refined, the problem is that the mob mentality gets so ugly. They only care to turn the topic into a flame war instead of using any talent they have to improve standards. That, by the way, brings me to the following comment by Wilkie B. Why do so many people in this community slander each other and instead of working together? Yeah, I intentionally motor-mouthed that. But yes, that's exactly what I've been asking for God knows how long.
You did it, Commander, and not a moment too soon.
So if I was wanting to talk about corruption in the Battalion community, why am I going off on something involving the Advanced Wars subreddit? Well, the answer is simple. One of the people who deliberately trolled Wilkie B is Efren225, himself a regular, in fact a veteran in the Battalion Wars community. He gladly admitted as much in the Battalion Wars Discord. I snapshotted the launch as well to maintain evidence in case I get banned from the Battalion Wars Discord for this video. Because Efren225 isn't the only Advanced Wars subreddit member who's on there. Now an enemy near is hell-bent on doxing me that she butts in wherever she can to vilify me. Oh, and by the way, yes, I said she. How typical that an abrasive, sadistic stalker who clearly thinks herself some voice of reason than another time in some ugly delusion is the only female on the Advanced Wars subreddit. It's not even just the Advanced Wars subreddit immigrants who are problem-minded, oh no. We also have waffles who will involve insults up to and including making light of mental disorder, and Luigi Games basically saying get good in response to video proof of Donatsu Island's slippery slope. Now I will admit there are many examples because the corruption in the Battalion Wars community isn't that intolerable, just that it is enough to call it out on video. The Advanced Wars subreddit is still far worse to actively reward a guy who will sing Christmas song renditions to mock lust-induced murder victims. However, it doesn't show signs of learning from that cautionary tale, and I'm needing to make a point. For years, I've been wanting to inspire people into realizing that being kind and being talented is not mutually exclusive. Just because it's difficult, and also because I would only choose Roger Rittens over Trucy Wright for anything positive, maybe negative 8 out of positive 81,018,001 times. And that's keeping in mind the damned magic panties running gag from Trucy. So I have at least some of the motivation you'd expect from my snarkbait and username, but that doesn't mean others can't mutually benefit in a manner that would outweigh involved costs, if any, especially now that they, creativity, I believe. Any of us can miss concepts such as, alright, flanking. It's ultimately desirable to have deeper games anyway, so that the community can be better and cleaner. I'm wondering, why do people keep refusing to learn this? Unfortunately, the Battalion Wars community shows signs of this problem as I indicate. It's a shame because I've long established my skill at both games, even having done, if not recorded, the perfect death strength no casualties run of Under Siege twice. With one of my partners for that having been Thomas Inson, or INDS, if you need somebody to corroborate there. Thank God he hasn't become corrupt either way. And I dare say time has merely sharpened my edge. Not only that, I'm wanting to make my own spiritual successor of sorts, the Battalion Wars, but unfortunately the community isn't exactly proving trustworthy. That's the problem. That the Battalion Wars community isn't caring about morality as much as it should. So with that covered, I may as well talk about the mission. In case you don't know this, I'm deliberately not skipping the cutscenes because that actually affects gameplay. I'm not sure if it does positively or negatively, but the timer definitely timer definitely isn't stopped. And what else?
You'll also receive recon reinforcements at this location.
Oh yeah, the enemy activity isn't stopped either. I would also point out that the manual recon is one of the worst manual unit choices in the game. Because it has the simple problem that it doesn't have a lot of things to go for. And it definitely doesn't have manual anti-armor or regular armor. Or actual armor. I mean, yeah, it's a little armor that can sponge MG fire. Big deal. A lot of things can sponge MG fire. The Recon suffers from even compared to the Grunt, the Recon suffers from having traction problems. For being a big target that can't use terrain cover as efficiently, what's the other one? Oh yeah, Grunt, the manual Grunt can grab medipacks. So the manual recon has to avoid getting hit, and it has to carefully direct the AI anti-armor support. Okay, I wouldn't like Battalion Wars as much as I do if it didn't treat anti-armor with respect and dignity. Granted, it. I'm wishing Battalion Wars 2 hadn't removed the move command, like right here, where it could have been useful for move commanding the soldiers right next to the Tundran building. But what can you do? Oh, and by the way, yeah, what the left the first part of the mission because I was intentionally not using not using lock onto it. And the Bazooka Vet without lock on makes staff weapons in Kid Icarus Uprising look easy to use, I swear. At least staffs in Kid Icarus Uprising don't have to worry about shot velocity. At least clubs in Kid Icarus Uprising have shot sights to work with as well, so still.
You did it, Commander. The Tundran Air Base is ours.
So anyway, I'll leave everything else to the description.
So, air superiority.
Aside from this point about how, yes, this is an S rank, not a perfect S rank. It's good enough for me, given the manual recon stuff. Anyway, I'm going to announce that Game Boy World Trade Day will take place this following Sunday, January 21st, 2018. Look forward to it.